All right, you want to do this? This is going to take probably the whole overtime. This Chad Godfrey thing.
I was hoping this would be on the plate today.
Have you seen it yet?
No.
Okay. So
edit clean.
Yeah. Godfrey is a comedian. I don't know if a lot of people outside of like New York really know who Godfrey is. I think he's a respected guy in the New York comedy scene, but I don't really know if people outside of that know who Godfrey is. But anyway, I guess Chad's opened for him a couple of times. And Kevin, because he fucking despises Chad now. And again, I can't cover this shit without pointing out how many
I told us so.
I told us so. How many times we said this is going to backfire.
Your pit bull will bite you.
This guy is not talented. He's not funny. He's not any good. He just has to make up lies for shock value to be a whipping boy for your show. He's now doing this like victim on multiple ends thing. Like he tried to play victim to Gino.
He called him out. Right? Like ENDS.
Yes, ENDS.
Yes, okay.
E-Rock says Godfrey took over for Orlando Jones in the Sprite commercials. Fuck, he's not Orlando Jones? No, anyway. Chad would bring up these things on MLC, like his brother got run over by a car, his mom, walked in on his mom fucking his stepdad beat him for not getting coffee. Like Chad would bring these things up because Chad's just, unfortunately, not a funny guy. So he goes, well, my only role on this show is to be the center of attention for negative reasons, to get made fun of, to get goofed on. He got made fun of, he got goofed on. He made money doing it. And then he goes, well, I'm quitting this show because all you guys do is goof on me. And they're like, well, good, fucking leave, because all you do is lie about shit. The eyeball, the don't fuck with Kumia, all of that shit. And who knows about what things from his life he's lying about. So now he's trying to...
You never even had a brother.
So now he's trying to accuse everyone else of bullying him. He's even released videos. I saw it didn't do well. It was like our fucking Jackson Mahomes video. Totally bustaroo. But he even did a video saying, I'm an awful person. And Steel Toe's terrible because they made fun of my dead brother. It's like, dude, after all the shit you do about people's kids and people's family and people that aren't involved, you're really going to try to play victim after you brought all that shit up? We had a guy in our chat make fun of your dead brother and we read it and laughed. Fuck you. That is not how this shit works. You don't get to go, look at me, look at me, look at me. And then when people go, oh, hey, look at him, you don't get to go, stop looking at me. You don't get to bring up all of this shit, use it to get yourself made fun of because you're desperate for attention because you couldn't learn how to be funny, and then cry victim after people laugh at you for the thing. David Chandler says, all anyone has to do to beat Chad is stand back and wait. He defeats himself. Exactly. Carl has a great rule on WATP. Observe and report. Don't actually get involved. Observe and report. And that's kind of the lesson that needs to be learned about all this. You observe him, you report, the guy collapses under his own weight. So
But he works out.
Yeah, right. He was, Zen Rhino says, Chad literally tried to put Aaron's address on the internet, but got the wrong house. He regularly posts pictures of people's family and homes. Fuck Chad. Yeah. So I'm sorry, but this guy trying to play victim is just another retarded move from that stupid dipshit. So Kevin is now hell-bent on, and I'll say this, Kevin is almost willing to sacrifice himself to take Chad
out Chad?
down. Yeah. This is not going well for Kevin. Like, he's even said himself, I don't like this. I'm not enjoying this. It's not fun for me. And I'm like, Kevin, then why don't you pull the nose of the plane up and do something else?
Stop doing it.
Yeah, I think he's just hell-bent on destroying Chad, and he's made peace with himself. He's like, if this costs me everything, I'm willing to do it to destroy Chad Zumock. Now, I'm not willing to take a hard pinch to destroy Chad Zumock. I don't care if Chad lives or dies. It affects my life zero. I don't give a shit how his story ends.
I destroyed Chad Zumock, but what did it cost you?
Right.
Everything.
I mean, what do you get? Name me the trophy you get for destroying or owning Chad Zumock. First of all, anyone who talks about Chad Zumock owns and destroys him because you just watch him. But second of all, what's the reward? What do you get? Are you going to go tell your neighbors, hey, I destroyed Chad Zumock on the internet? Wow.
Wow, you know who else can do that? Chad Zumock. Congratulations.
Yes. Chad can go out and say the same thing to his neighbors. So let's watch, let's have some fun as we observe Kevin Brennan try to destroy Chad Zumock by going after the people that he opens for. Now, Chad is 50 years old and likes to pride himself on who he's opening for at comedy clubs once every 2 months.
I wouldn't do that, but okay.
One of those people is Godfrey. Godfrey hates Gino Bisconti because he claims Gino said some racist things about him, which is up for debate. Gino says he didn't, so on and so forth. Again,
name 3 times.
I need to preface this with these comedians are fucking infants. All of the things I'm going to tell you about, I'm fully aware that it sounds like a bunch of 12-year-olds are arguing. Gino says he didn't say these things about Godfrey. Well, Kevin Brennan goes on and calls Godfrey and tells him, hey, Chad's talking to Gino. Chad's doing a podcast with Gino Bisconti. Isn't that bullshit, Godfrey? Godfrey takes the bait. He calls Chad. You know how Chad shakes really bad when he's nervous?
Yeah, like a dog shitting peach seeds.
Watch Chad panic his fucking balls off in this call to Godfrey. Now, it's 11 minutes long. We'll have to play about 4 minutes. I've got some timestamps for it. And then after that, we don't need to play the whole 11 minutes, but just watch Chad panic in this phone call to Godfrey after Kevin decides he's going to rat him out for doing a podcast with Gino. This is from, by the way, the Insufferable Bastards, Carlos Danger, who's kind of a love-hate guy with Steel Toe, but I like that he clipped this out.
Yep. Hold on. Yo, Godfrey, you're on my podcast. I'm watching Kevin's podcast.
Look, do you see that hand?
Yeah.
That hand.
Also, dude, patch your phone in.
Right.
Whenever you do this holding your phone, like, I'm sorry, I don't know if you guys are aware of this. This isn't good show content. Like, hey, all right, speak up so they can hear you.
Hey, Mr. fucking professional radio guy, Mr. Third Mic on a afternoon talk show. Hey, maybe learn how to hook the Bluetooth up to the fucking board. Huh? Maybe we don't talk into the phone and hold the speaker up to the mic. Maybe it's not the most professional way to do a show. But then again, Johnny, we're talking about a guy whose whole show is watching someone else's show. It's the most pathetic thing you can do.
Yeah, I feel like that's really, really sad. Hey, you're on my show. We're watching Kevin's show.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, so why don't I just go watch Kevin's show?
You doing a podcast with Kevin?
No, Kevin hates me right now. He's going around trying to get me canceled from everybody. What's that?
You're doing a podcast with Gino.
No, we're having Gino on because Kevin hates Gino, and Kevin's being a complete asshole trying to get me fired from gigs with Jim Brewer. He's going around.
Gino said,
again, if I'm Godfrey and I'm an adult in any way, shape, or form, I go, Chad, you're not fucking 12. Cut the bullshit. I'm hanging up. Like, why would you even entertain this?
I don't know why I would, Chad's doing a show with Gino. Do I give a shit?
Right.
Does it affect me in the slightest? You know, the only way I care is if all of a sudden my ticket sales are dropping because the guy who's opening for me did a show with Gino. Then I'm like, what the are you doing?
If I'm
but if it doesn't come to that.
Yeah, if I'm Godfrey, I listen to what Kevin Brennan says. Like, oh, Chad's doing a show with Gino. I go, guys, if you fucking bother me with this again, I'm blocking your numbers. I've got shit to do. I don't care. You know what's going to end up happening out of all this? Chad's going to call all these guys and bother them and tell them this fucking dramatic middle school drama story he's got with Kevin Brennan. And these comedians are going to wash their hands of him and go, this is more trouble than it's worth. I can just find some open micer to open for me in Florida. Pay him the same money and I don't get all this fucking high school shit going on.
By the way, I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but the opener gig is actually a very flexible spot. You don't even have to be good. In some ways, it helps to be bad.
Right. They like it when you're bad because then they look better.
That's why they keep booking Chad. Now it makes sense.
Oh, no. Carl yesterday on MLC played Chad's set at Shuli's show in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
It's those sets where nobody makes a sound and you just feel like death afterwards. Oh, was it bad?
You're doing a podcast with
I hate that at an open mic, let alone
all kind of racial slurs, and you're on it with him.
No, he's coming on later because Kevin's being a complete asshole. He's making fun of my 9-year-old brother dying.
See, that fucking victim shit. Chad doesn't care about his brother dying. He's brought it up on the show to be made fun of before. The grease spots and the road jokes and everything else. This fucking douchebag, and he's so dumb and he's so bad at it. He thinks he's going to garner sympathy from people because they don't know him any better. But he sits there and he does all this nasty shit to people and all these bad things. And then he goes, people are picking on me and making fun of my brother. Then get the fuck out of here, asshole. I thought you were mud sharking. Where'd your fucking gay army hat go?
I thought you were down in the mud, living in the mud, buddy.
Yeah. But now they're making fun of your brother. I'm not making fun of your brother. I wish he would have lived. I wish you would have tried to stop the car. Your brother was the good guy. He's an innocent, not you.
He tried to do something.
He tried to do something.
What is the ski mask thing? What's that?
It's nothing. It's nobody watches
What
it.
is that?
Look, you got to give Chad credit where credit. I mean, look, even a broken clock is right twice a day. I like ski mask. He got himself a little plug there.
It's
Someone's saying, hey,
I don't.
yo, Chad is on a podcast with Gino, and Gino's calling me all kind of monkeys. All that. I don't really care about
He's lying. He's lying. Kevin.
Are you sure? I don't know.
Kevin's trying to do a smear.
He was talking to me, so
Kevin.
I don't know who to trust.
Kevin.
He's calling Godfrey Kevin, and his hands are shaking because he's worried he might be losing one of his guys who pays him $150 for an opening gig, and a guy he can name drop every once in a while.
To say, hey, look, I'm a big time comedian. I opened for this guy.
This is just sad to watch. I mean, I'm happy, but it's sad.
Trying to do a smear campaign. I mean, how long have I known you? I mean, he's trying to do.
I know that, but I don't mean shit. But listen,
I know that, but that don't mean shit.
What have you done for me lately?
I like Godfrey in this. The only thing I dislike about Godfrey is that he's even entertaining a minute of this and even talking about this. But I mean, at least he's handling it well.
He called Jim Brewer trying to get me fired.
hold on.
Okay, and then he goes, and then Godfrey has a little issue. He's got to rehook up his phone or whatever. He puts him on hold. I have a timestamp here. Sorry for my unprofessional. 2:22
No.
is the next timestamp. So 2:22, Godfrey comes back on the phone, and Chad keeps kvetching to him about Kevin Brennan.
But Scotty, I'm like, what? It's not making any sense.
You know Kevin Brennan's crazy, right?
Yeah, see, Kevin's the crazy one. And by the way,
Kevin Brandon's crazy. Like one time he made up a story that he got beat up by an oil can and it was apparently tied to Kumia.
And by the way,
you, Chad.
Every time Chad grabs something or touches something, you physically see his hands shaking because he's so nervous. I've never seen someone suck with a passion this bad and not give up. It's astonishing to me.
No, I know that.
He's insane. And what he's doing is insane right now. He's trying to make up a narrative. He's trying to make all my friends not become friends with me. He tried to get me fired with Jim Brewer. He's out of control because I quit his show.
Fuck you. The shit that you rained down on him, the shit you said about Levy, the shit you said about Gina, that's why they're, you fucking liar. You're a shameless worm. This, in his moments of doubt and his moments of trouble, we see who the real Chad is. And that is a fucking cockroach. No dignity, all survival. That's it.
Chad, did you not hear when you started this phone call with, by the way, we're watching his show right now?
Yeah.
I wonder why he might have issue with you. It's kind of like you're still taking pot shots at him.
Right. And not only pot shots, just like total fucking cheap shots because he's not a funny guy. Like he's not creative. He can't watch Kevin's show and make fun of it. So he just goes way too far with everything. And fuck
You're still
you, pal.
drunkenly threatening them.
Yeah.
Okay.
And fuck you, pal. I mean, the whole I'm a victim, wah, me. The shit you've done for just me making fun of how fucking untalented you are, you fucking hack. The shit you've done on my family that's not involved in podcasting. How dare you fucking... Chad, you couldn't go mano a mano with me. You couldn't go toe-to-toe with me. You couldn't match wits with me, with Johnny, with Corey, with April, with any of us. So you had to go too far because you're in too deep and you're in over your head. Carl made fun of you. I made fun of you. We made fun of how terrible you are. You couldn't come back at us. So you went to the nth degree and you marketed yourself as that. But then when it came time to pay the piper, pal, when all the rest of us got to say, I fucking a toe-to-so, and Kevin decided to go after you, you sat back and played victim, didn't you, bitch? Didn't you?
It's a chick thing to do, man. Just to say, like you sat there poking at them, and then as soon as they turn, what? Why are you so mean? What did I do?
And now you look like a bitch because on our show we went, well, I'm not going to fuck around with this guy if he's going to bring families into it. And then we handed you a victory, and then you go now and you play victim, and now you show weakness. So now everybody shits all over you again, including the people who used to defend you. I have never seen a human being snatch an L from the jaws of victory so many times as this motherfucker. You behave like an asshole to the point where nobody wants to be around you, associate with you, or even say your name because you're fucking toxic. And then you cry like a bitch that nobody wants to be around you because you're toxic. So then all the sharks come back at you and start picking you apart again. God, you are fucking bad at this.
So when did
he's gonna cry in this video?
Say this shit about me? When?
I don't know. I don't know what the hell he said about you on Ski Mask.
With him.
He's not. No, he's not on my show right now. But I told him if you want to come on later, just because he apologized.
What are you guys gonna talk about?
Kevin Brennan, because he's out of his mind. Kevin Brennan is crazy.
So now you're gonna match up with Gino Visconti against Kevin Brennan?
He's trying to ruin my career, Godfrey.
Yeah, but
Oh, Chad, you do that. You do that to yourself, buddy. Kevin Brennan's trying to ruin my career. That's like saying, oh, you're trying to wreck my dinner by flicking a peanut. It doesn't take much.
Look, he's going to take all my comedy money out of my pockets. That is a solid $500-600 that I am living off of.
Jesus. He's trying to ruin my career. This fucking cry victim shit. And there's like tears in this guy's eyes when he's doing this. So stop the tough guy shtick, asshole. We know who you are. You're on the phone with Godfrey begging that he'll take you back and he won't be mad at you. You're shaking and you're in tears. So cut the tough guy shit. Cut the Bob's stepdaughter shit. Cut the Kevin's background shit. Cut the people's kids and the doxing shit. Because you're not that guy. You're a scared, abused alcoholic, in my opinion. And that's what this is. This is coming from pain. Have a little honesty and maybe people might respect you as a broadcaster. Do a show of your own where you don't watch somebody else and you go, hey, guys, I've got a drinking problem. I'm insecure. I've been abused as a child and I've really lashed out at a lot of people and I'm going to step away for a little bit and I'm going to try and make one last honest run at it and see if I can do this comedy thing. But I've got to fix myself first. Maybe if you did that, people might leave you alone. But you act like a cunt, you act like a tough guy, and then you cry like a bitch. And then you wonder why people don't want to work with you and why they go after you. Stop it.
why would you fuck with Gino Visconti, though? I don't get it.
I'm not friends with him. I'm only having it on to irritate Kevin.
Again, Godfrey, hang up the phone. This is a 12-year-old's conversation. I'm not going to the dance with Gino. I'm only going to the dance with Gino to make Kevin jealous. So you can't be mad at me for trying to make Kevin jealous at the dance. Ugh. Godfrey, I want to assume that you have better things to do than this.
Gino to get at Kevin?
He tried to get me fired with Brewer.
Fuck both of them.
I agree.
And Gino's a fucking racist. Gino is a piece of shit, faggot ass racist.
Whoa.
Dude, I don't get it.
That was Dante.
Whoa, buddy.
That was Dante
yeah,
Nero.
Really cool how he's horrible, and you're gonna throw those terms. He's a racist. Like, oh yeah, because you're not being derogatory at all with those words.
That was Dante Nero. That was somebody else coming in on the call with the gay F word.
You're on the.
Unless you're just because you're kind of Italian too, so you might be combining forces with him.
Oh, shut up.
I mean, you know what I'm saying?
No, dude, it's not even a race thing right now.
Boy, that phone is a teeter, and that phone is tremoring back and forth in his hand. He is panicked.
You're either loaded with anxiety, or that is a sign of. Again, we keep saying that there might be an alcohol issue. If I was to believe that, I'd say that could be hand tremors and things are a thing with that,
or anxiety. Either one. You're right. Either one.
It's a me pissing off Kevin. That's all it is. Because Kevin's just.
Gino is always a race thing. Yeah, when Gino is a race thing behind the good, because Gino's just doing it wherever he's safe.
Who are you with?
Gino knows what's going to happen to him.
Who are you with right now?
Let's skip ahead a little bit. Who gives a shit who he's with? Chad can't even make this interesting.
don't even get it twisted with Kevin Brennan. He's such a hypocrite, and he's being a complete asshole to me.
See, that victim shit right there. Kevin's just being mean to me. Chad, you've been a piece of shit to everybody, even the people who have tried to be nice to you. You took people like Carl, and you took people like me and Johnny and everybody else who simply just made fun of you. Literally played your words. Johnny and I have done this a million times. Played your words, played your content, and shit on you. Made fun of how untalented you are. And what was your answer? Here's his house. Maybe the Stonies guy attacked me. Here's his children. Here's his... You're a piece of shit, and you're getting what's coming to you. And I hope that every minute of your life is uncomfortable until it's over, because you deserve it. You're human garbage. And look, is Kevin Brennan the best guy in the world? No. But it takes a guy who's not the best guy in the world to want to wade into this shit. And you finally pissed off the wrong guy. That's all. And Bob Levy.
He's not the hero we need, but God damn it, he's the hero we deserve.
Kevin Brennan is not the hero. No, he's not the hero we deserve, but he's the hero we need.
Hero we need.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, I got it wrong. I'm sorry.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean, it's not good. So I would never listen to what Kevin has to say. I really want it.
Yeah, don't listen to Kevin. Listen to me, Godfrey. Like, you see how I'm always the good guy in my story and the other people are always all bad? Listen to me, Godfrey. Don't listen to Kevin. Godfrey, be the adult and hang up the fucking phone. Be the grown-up in this situation and go, I'm not fucking with any of you anymore. And really, Johnny, that's kind of Kevin's solution to destroying Chad. Is like, Kevin Brennan doesn't need Godfrey. So he can annoy the piss out of him and keep driving this thing and driving this thing until Godfrey makes the logical decision of which, I'm not going to fuck with either of these guys. Well, that's not going to hurt.
12. I don't need to do this.
Yeah, that's not going to hurt Kevin Brennan. That's just going to hurt Chad Zumock. But Godfrey's just going to go, I don't need this fucking drama from an opener. It's not necessary.
Kevin's spitting on me and insulting my career. Chad doesn't even do clubs. He's gay and stupid. Like, just enough.
And then Godfrey, what? Godfrey's supposed to sit there like a judge as though there's two cogent points being made here and which one he's going to choose? No, he's going to tell you to
before we get into this, who pulled whose pigtails first?
Exactly. Godfrey, hang up the phone and do yourself a favor.
Surprise. That's all. It's not, I'm not this stuff. I'm not all like, what? He said, an Irish guy from fucking Queens. Oh, is he from Queens? I don't know where he's from.
Look at Chad. Dude, he's staring off into the void. He's shaking. He looks like he's almost in tears, worried that Godfrey's not going to talk to him on the playground anymore.
And he's also still watching. Like, again, this is the problem with it. I can see that you're watching Kevin's show, which is weird to me.
Yeah.
Because it's like, all right, I feel like, why shouldn't I just be watching Kevin's show? That's apparently the interesting thing about your show. If a show does one clip for its entire show, I don't go, ooh, I should watch this show and that clip. I go, you know what? Can I get that clip on its own? Let me do my own thing with that clip.
Yeah. Do you feel like we pretty much we got the gist of that one? I don't feel the need to continue on into that victimhood 12-year-old horse.
It's a sack of squirrels at this point. I think we've beaten it enough that we can just let it go.
So let's go to the chat and see what they have to say. Fauci's Pangolin says, Aaron, your honesty is refreshing about yourself. What did I say about myself that was refreshing? I can't remember what I said. Look, if I shit on other people, I'll also tell you what's wrong with me. That's for sure. Colt C says, imagine Aaron talking about someone fixing themselves. That's how you know you fucked up. I'm telling you. Semper Reloaded says, can someone find out what Owen thinks about chat so Joe the Toe can have an opinion on this? Oh, is Joe the Toe an Owen Benjamin guy? I like Owen Benjamin. I think Owen's funny. I do. He's a weirdo, but he's funny.
I don't believe him on the flat earth stuff, but I don't have a problem with him.
Johnny 1.0 says, I've abandoned my Bob. I'm a backslider. I am Chad. No, Daniel Plainview accomplished things.
I take your super chats.
Delco Lou says, Chad ain't Italian. Don't associate that motherfucker with the Paisanos. Yeah, that's not going to go well. Why would Jim Brewer want anything to do with Chad Zumock? It's not that they're like working with the guy. When they go to Florida, they know, hey, there's a comic in Florida that'll open for me cheap. And they have him open. It's not like they bring him on the road with them. But
He's
again,
not,
but again,
not cutting it really hard. He's easy to go in, and like
yeah.
he'll probably do okay at best. Either way, you're going to bring the room up from him. So
yeah. BYB podcast says even Chad's hands want to punch his face. That's what the shaking is. He's trying to get his hand to not.
We're so close. We're so close.
Oh man. Now people are arguing with each other in the chat as I'm scrolling down. I missed a lot.
Yeah, it got heavy.
Citizen M says Chad's doxing was dangerous, whereas Aaron's jokes were just hurtful. Yeah. Like we made jokes about how shitty you are at podcasting, which, by the way, I stand by 100%. And like you went over the top because you don't know how to do this. That's it.
That would be like if we went and dug up the brother thing and nobody knew about it, and then we started talking about it and using it.
Yeah.
As opposed to Chad bringing it up and making it a thing that people then later talked about.
Eastwood, here, I'll give you a little self-awareness here. Eastwood says, I thought this show was moving on from Chad and all that stuff. Yeah, it's like fucking catnip. I can't help it every once in a while. I got to get like a little 20-minute Nicorette patch, which is what this overtime is. Little 20, 30-minute Nicorette patch. And then I'm subsiding. And when a guy's that big of a piece of shit to you and people around you, watching him fall apart, I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to enjoy. I'm going, look, man, I'm going to report on his funeral. I mean, the guy's been a complete piece of shit. And for what? For getting made fun of because he's not good at podcasting.
Which, by the way, we and everyone else has done and had done to us. It didn't get to street level for the rest of us.
Right. I'm not going to fucking dox Red Bar. You know, I mean, we shit on Red Bar. We'll make fun of Red Bar. But like, I'm not going to do anything dirty to Mike David. I'll bring up his illness. I'll bring up that he's probably dying because, he fucking made fun of us. But I'm not going to dox his location or anything like that, or bring up his secrets. Jaeger King says, why hasn't anyone doxed Chad? Yeah, because it's gay ops, and nobody should do that.
We don't want that.
Yeah, that's the shit. That's the
Chad
thing.
is doing a beautiful job of destroying himself. Don't get involved. Just let it happen.
Exactly.